Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, my name is Bryan Jenks, and today I'm going to be talking about the calendar application, Morgen. The CEO of Morgen reached out to me and asked me, what do you think about our application? What would you think you think your viewers might like this? And what are like some of the things that we could be doing that we're not doing right now? And how could this be useful to you? And so I was given a account to play around, find out things, and look at it. And today I'm just going to do a review of it. Now, I really like the application. I really like it. There are a couple pain points for me right now that they are already working on. So I have high expectations, and I'm optimistic for the future of this replacing several applications for me. But in the interim, I'm kind of like bouncing between Morgen and something else, but we'll get into all of those details later. The best ways to support the channel are, if you're going to do it on an ongoing basis, GitHub sponsors because they take no fees, followed by Patreon. If you're going to do like a one-time thing, buy me a coffee, PayPal, or just fine. And if you just want to support me without any money involved, the best thing you can do is like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and that's it. Now, I've had some people talk to me about this and just ask questions and just not understand what I do and how I'm doing it. If you've noticed, I haven't really done any sponsorships on my YouTube channel. Now, that's not to say I don't get offers, and I've actually recently gotten several offers that I have accepted. Now, the way that this stuff works, we all learn as we go, and I'm new to this point of things because this is the first time I've gotten this far with the YouTube channel. And I will never take money from a company to read a script by them for their service to you. What I will deal with businesses and sponsorships and partnerships for is, oh, hey, Bryan, we want you to review our application, say what you think about our application, make content about our application and how you might use it and how it would fit into what you do, because that would be producing value for you. How would you use this application in reality? Not just, hey, this application is great, I'm saying so, but it's really a script. No, I'll never take money to read a script for somebody. I don't need this money. Now, having this money is nice, because money is always nice. And I got projects and stuff I'm building in the house. I'm building a whole gym in my garage, so like, it helps. But I'm not going to compromise what I have and what I do and what I talk about for cash. It's not that important to me. What I talk about is what I want to talk about. If I don't like your application, if you're rude or something in email, I'm not going to deal with you. I don't care. So all of that aside, putting all the baggage away that we just pulled out, Morgen is really awesome. I really like the CEO, and so far, the application, I like it. I really like it. And a lot of these applications like Morgen, or I'm actually playing with ClickUp right now. Some of these applications, it's really a fine line, because a lot of these things have this new, polished interface, and they look really nice and smooth and graphical, and sometimes that's just too much for me. For example, and this doesn't mean the applications are bad, things like Amazing Marvin, Notion, these things are just too much for me. I get lost in some of these details, or it's just overwhelming to me in a specific way. I can't do that. I can't deal with those applications. It's just, they don't jive with me. Nothing against the apps. I've tried both. Now with Morgen, I actually really like it because I've been using iCal, and it's on Mac only, iCal, but Morgen, it makes it easy to incorporate calendars from anything, short of enterprise options with firewalls, because, government over here, we got firewall up the yin yang. So other than like enterprise options, Morgen is really great for integrating all of your calendars together the same way that I've been doing in iCal, but there are some specific differences about why Morgen is amazing, and I see a bright, bright future for it and a special place in my workflow, because I live off my calendar. If it's not on my calendar or in my or in Todoist, it doesn't exist to me. So let's start off with just the highlights, the pros and the cons. So let me just dive right into Morgen, and you can just see what I'm looking at. And I'm actually going to be showing you my real calendar for this week. I took the week off, so it's packed because I'm trying to catch up on my life. Yeah, so this is just today's view. And I got the in the bottom left, I just found this app, so I'm going to be casting my the keyboard keys as they appear over here. So if you ever want to see what I'm doing with hotkeys and stuff, it's going to be over there. I'm going to try and remember to start doing that now. Here's like today's view. So like right now, shooting the Morgan video, but that's just today. There's a bunch of different views in here, and what I really like is that the navigation in here to quickly switch views is just so easy. So if I want to view, let's say, a week, I can do W, and now I see the week. If I want to see 2 weeks, I can do an X. If I want to see the month, M. If I want to see just the day, D. And if I was on, say, way out here in the future, I can do T for today. So if I'm like all the way out here, or I'm in a week view, and I'm all the way out here, I can just do TD for today's day. And now I'm looking at today. Already, love the navigation. That is just so quick. It keeps up with my thought process because I think and move really quickly, and I need things to keep up. And so just how quick and snappy this is to jump to a different view for my own reference and knowledge, I love it. One of the hallmarks of their service are just making it absolutely easy to incorporate all of your calendars from everywhere into a centralized view and location. So like I have a bunch of different calendars. Most of them are on iCloud, just because like I like to have separate things and just manage views like that. So I really enjoy that, but it makes it kind of a hassle to manage when I got some Gmail calendars, iCal calendars, and then if I was not able to do it right now because enterprise options, but if I have my work calendar on Outlook and I try to get that on here, if you could centralize all calendars on every platform into a single location, why not? That is awesome. See all the overlaps of times, never double book, never make a mistake ever again. And it's so easy. But also what really comes in handy is you can set calendar groups too. So let's say I'm in the zone of business, this business for me, which is, business. So if I set business to 1, if I set Twitch to 1, if I set, I guess that's all the businessy thing, maybe tasks as well, then what I can do is I could just press the 1, and now all of my view filters, let's do a week, 2 weeks, the whole view filters to just those calendars because I have them set for a specific number. So now when I hit 1, everything filters to just these. And you can do like a grouping for everything. Like if you hit 0, it resets everything. But if you hit a specific number, it filters to a preset filter all done in here based on which entity is assigned which amount of numbers. So like I could say 1 and 0 will both trigger business. But if all of them are set to 0, then it's a complete refresh and just go back to the original state. That's cool. What I've settled on is probably just 3 at the moment. So I got 0, I've got 1, 2, and 3. I decided to take 0 out just because like why reach all the way over there onto the keyboard to clear everything when I can just, number 1 is back to the original state. 2 is business and any tasks, business tasks, Twitch, streaming, or whatever. And then 3 is just personal stuff or personal life, work, tasks, things with my partner, all that, school, etc. I think it's a pretty good breakdown. And I just love this feature. It makes it really easy to traverse to different things. Like, okay, I'm in 2 weeks, so let's see it's about a month. That doesn't give me what I want to see, so let's go back to a week. Let's go to today's day, and let's filter down to just business. So today's day, business, what's going on? And this is, wow, how just all keyboard. Again, keyboard only at this point. Love that. The more I can keep my hands on the keyboard, the happier I am. I hate to have to use the mouse all the time with an application. I'm quicker with the keyboard, and if you can give me the keyboard, oh, I love it. Now, something that annoys me about iCal that Morgan just seamlessly takes advantage of and just does without any problems that I really enjoy. iCal used to do this. I'm not sure what happened, but either way, I love how easy it is to manipulate the size of these blocks of time. So let's say I click here and it will let me, make an event. Cool. By default, it just blocks it. So I have a time blocker. Click drag, now I have a block. That's awesome. I can click save and now my time is blocked. Really great for time blockers like me. I block out my time like this. But what I really, really, really like is if I'm already in this view, let's just say, I am going, through all of these different fields. I'm able to tab, which is nice. Maybe I might just shortcut and use the mouse. Who knows? But the ability to tab stop to different things is nice. But what I really like is that I can get all the way here and I can still use the keyboard to manipulate the times in 5-minute intervals. And I think you can actually change that range too, but how easy it is to manipulate these blocks like this, I love it. Easy keyboard, manipulate the time, and I can't do that in iCal anymore. I don't know why. So this is great. But now if I save that, another thing that iCal doesn't do anymore that is annoying to me, that I used to rely on a lot, is that I can easily take this block and I can stretch. Yeah, you'd think that, whoa, yeah, why not? Duh. Well, if I went over to iCal over here, and I looked at the same day, and I look at this block thing here. Now, I can drag, but the experience of doing it, sometimes when these things overlap like this, it's just really hard to grab the right thing. It's not misbehaving now because I got the video on it. It knows it's being watched. But it's actually now a semi-painful, friction-filled experience. So I'm actually really enjoying Morgen and how they handle this because there's no pain. It's so easy. The next thing I really enjoy about Morgen that is like a legit feature I've never had this easy and is actually really valuable is just the ability to quickly send your available times or suggest a bunch of different times to schedule a meeting. So what this looks like in Morgen, and let's just do like a live example. Let's say I personally am looking for some available time in my calendar right now to have a meeting with somebody. So I'm going to be like, okay, well, oh, there's a couple there. Okay, let's go to the week, W, bam. Okay, here's some slots I have open here. All right, so now I could do Option S, and there's my share availability. Now that's going to get deleted there. But what I really like about this feature is that there's two ways we can utilize this. So I can do this and I can say, okay, oh, interesting, links here. But I don't even have to look into that yet. We'll get there. That's really shiny. But now that I have this pane open, I can just click and drag. Okay, click and drag again. These three available slots now are here. I can Control C, all the keyboard, Control C. Now I've copied those to my clipboard. And then if I opened up, something and put it in there, this just gives me the text of these are the times that I have available. Whoa, that is cool. Because now just text. I don't have to do anything, no major commitment. Just say, hey, we're having a discussion about what times we might have available for meetings. Here you go. And this doesn't require any setup, unlike Calendly. Calendly requires some setup. And, I like Calendly. And Calendly is doing a really great service for me right now because they're handling all of my consulting stuff. And if you didn't know, I provide consulting services. You can check it out on my website. But anyways, this is really easy for just that quick and dirty conversation about when are you available to meet me, dude? So that's really awesome. But this gets even more powerful when we do stuff that plays on top of this. So if I click this plus, I get some options here. I can create a one-time scheduling link or a permanent scheduling link. What is the difference? So from how I understand it, and I could have this wrong, but from what I understand it is, this is for like a Calendly meeting. So like if you were on Calendly, you send somebody a link and they're like, oh, this day they're available for these times. I'll pick that time. We are meeting on that day, that time. This is like similar to that, but I've now selected multiple times. They're all listed here. I could copy the text, but I could also use this list of times to make kind of like a Calendly link. So let's do that. Create a one-time scheduling link. And here we go. Now you will have to add a virtual room. And what I've done is I just made like a Google Hangouts meeting room. And let me go grab that link and show you what that looks like. So I'm on my Google account and it used to be Google Hangouts. I'm guessing they're doing this new thing called Google Chat or whatever. But in essence, all I really did is I came here and I went to Meet down here in the bottom left. And I just said new meeting. That's it, new meeting. And that'll pop up and give you a specific like URL code thing. And that's it. So once you have that code, you go up here to options, preferences, virtual rooms, and here you go. Here's my Google Hangouts room. Now you can name these specific things. So you could have a meeting for just your consults. You could have a meeting for just your personal ad hoc. Like I just want to talk to you for 15 minutes. You could make different links for each of these things so that there's never anybody who like retains a link and comes in afterwards, or however you want to work it. There's a way of adding rooms. Zoom, or Google Hangouts or whatever. I just did Google Hangouts because it was easier just to do for this video example. But bam. So the only difference that I've really experienced between this and Calendly for some of this stuff is just some of the automations with emails and texts from Calendly and the ability to collect payments. The payment collection, we'll get into the cons later, but the payment collection it might be coming eventually, but it's in the works. So now I have my room added. Yeah, you got your room set up on Google. You go here, you add a room. It just says, what do you want to call it? There's the link. Bam, bam, got my room. So I've selected some times. I've clicked the plus. I want to make a one-time scheduling link. Okay, what's the title of the meeting? Test. And notes. Normally I ask people to send me a list of questions and topics they want to talk about when we're doing a consult so that their time is actually worth the money they're paying me to talk to them. And then what room? So, there's my room. And if you had multiple, list of your rooms. There's the room. Okay. And then who's the name? Let's just send it to myself, send it to my business email. And there we go. So the duration is going to be 30 minutes. You can pick any of these slots in here for your 30-minute meeting. And it's going to be under, let's put that under business. It's going to be, no sooner than 1 hour from now, no later than 4 weeks from now. And I want a buffer of 15 minutes between, or I guess 10 minutes between any of my meetings, and check all of my calendars for availability. Or I could just say, no, only check the business calendar for availability, or whatever. And just like that, I could say, save and copy the link. But what I also really like is I can just save an opened email, which now opens up an email to that individual. I sent it to myself with this subject line. And it just says, hey, check this link, check that link, and book a meeting with me for my availability. Here's the power. Here's the power. If I go to this link, open link, it will now take me to, what does this remind you of? A lot like Calendly, right? But I was able to dynamically generate this without having to set up each individual Calendly calendar, which I have like 6 of them. Sometimes I have to make ad hoc ones for reschedules or just other. This is so much less effort. Now, as soon as they add in payment collection and stuff like that, this would be really, really great for me. But now I can just say, hey, when are you available? Here or here? Because remember, I had 3 slots for half an hour, but I said I needed a 10-minute buffer. So if I booked at 4:40 allows for that buffer. 4:40 means 5:20, 10 minutes after. So it actually only gives me 2 slots here because I wanted that time buffer. It's just intelligent about how I can say, here's when I'm available, here's how long the meeting is, I want this buffer between my meetings, schedule yourself. This is awesome. And this is going to give Calendly a good run for its money. Add in some more automations with sending like text and email updates so that people are reminded about the events. Add in some payment collection stuff. This is probably going to replace Calendly for me when they get there. Continuing on with the availability link sharing, let's take a look at this. Now this exists over here. Now I don't have anything blocked in my calendar because nobody has scheduled anything. I have indicated my availability, created this, and now it exists here. Now if it was in the past, which I made one earlier this morning, so I could say, hey, here we go, and I'm going to make it a meeting, one-time link, yada yada. You're trying to enter some stuff here, virtual room. There, and let's just say save and open an email, whatever. Close that. So here, that one, it'll tell you expired because the times have actually passed. So it's in the past, therefore it's expired. You can't do it anymore. But what I like about this menu right here is you could have a couple of these established for a particular range of time or something. And I can say, okay, this is expired, it's done. I can go back and edit this particular event. I can delete any of these times that they show here too. They just pop back up and show. Great. And now let's say we're in the future. And now I'm going to say here, here, here. Yeah, there we go. More availability. And then I can just save and copy the link. There you go. Send the link to anybody. And that is just so nice. But moving on, if I went back to today, whoops, not that one, today. And now let's do the other option. So I'm going to select, not that, whoops, not those. I'm going to select some times again, in the future. There we go, there we go. And what I want to do is I want to make a permanent scheduling link where others can schedule a meeting with you. Cool. And so now when I do this one, so what this is saying is not literally this Tuesday through Thursday. It's saying any Tuesday, any Wednesday, or any Thursday. And this is also what Calendly does. You have to set up specific rules of like any day I am open on these times. Sometimes you might want to change just your availability on that day. So you have like an availability calendar which is like the next step up in the hierarchy. I am available all these times, but I need to change one specific day. Change it here. But otherwise, you set rules on the next level down for each of these calendars for people to book on of when you're available to book. So this is really neat because this basically, again, other than the automations with email and text and payment collection, this does what Calendly does. And it does it nicely, really nice. I really enjoy just being able to go like that and make my blocks and have it make sense. Because Calendly, if I remember right, you have to like actually enter times and do other stuff. It's like, it's not bad. It's just, this is nice. And this is a great way of doing this. So I'm a big fan of this type of scheduling. All right, now for the cons, because nothing is without critique or feedback. And now I've already told most, if not all of this feedback to the CEO. It's either features they're already working on, or they were like, oh yes, thank you for this feedback. So I like to not like just blast an application on a video. Like if I'm gonna give them the feedback, I'm gonna be like, hey, here's what I thought. And yeah, not just surprise them with like, oh, by the way, that sucks. So the feedback I have is actually not that bad for the cons. They told me first straight up is that, yeah, we don't have enterprise support because of like firewall issues, and they might be working on some solution for that. I'm not too sure. Honestly, that's not too big of a selling point for me. I don't care to have my work calendar inside of this, but now that I say that, actually, I kind of might. If that happens, that would be great. But as it stands right now, firewalled enterprise calendars like my government firewalled Outlook O365 calendar, can't get that in here. Can't get it in iCal either. But if they got that kind of a solution set up with this, whoo, that would be nice. I could see when my work meetings are, and then could fit in some personal tasks in between, like for my breaks. Oh, hey, here's our 15-minute break. Go do your laundry, whatever. So, small con. The next one is they do have this task feature in here. We can actually make, tasks, but the only difference is, I do like that you can just time block and drag your tasks onto here, complete that task. That's really freaking cool. The only thing is, I'm not going to duplicate my tasks in multiple applications. I live in Todoist. I love Todoist, and I have yet to see anything that's been able to pull me away from it. So I was like, what's the plan to integrate Todoist into the tasks here? How can we marry these things up? And from the feedback I got from the CEO, it's actually going to be a very quickly approaching reality. Their goals, based on just user feedback and just the sheer clamor for these features, is Todoist integration for tasks and payment collection for those availability links so that we can actually like schedule meetings, but also do the payment collection as a part of that. So when they integrate Todoist into this, and I can have Todoist here and my tasks open, and I can just seamlessly time block instead of going between Todoist and iCal, that's going to be a very good day for me, because that means I can close two other windows, iCal and Todoist. I can stop using two applications, iCal and Calendly, and I don't even have to have like Todoist open. The future for this application is bright. For now, these features are not here. It's a con, but it's a con that's already being worked on, and I'm excited to see how they're going to implement these features. And they're very receptive to feedback, so if you have something to say, let them know. They're actually really nice and really open to feedback, and I really am looking forward to these new features. And then my last con that I've already mentioned like 15,000 times, can't do payment collection. It's really nice when I can book through Calendly and then a Zoom meeting is already scheduled with a link. I'm just sent the link, the payment is collected, and all the emails and texts and everything is completely automated. And the only thing I need to do is read the notes from the individual scheduling a consult on what I need to brush up on and come prepared to the meeting with. So I really like that. The only thing I have to do is I have to prepare for my meeting. Everything else is handled. So when that level of integration and service is set up, but in Morgen, easily, the choice is easy. I'm picking Morgen over Calendly because this replicates everything I need to do for my tasks, calendar, time blocking, scheduling, and anything really to do with that. I'm putting my eggs in this basket, and optimistically, I'm looking forward to where they're going to go. I really like this application. That's really the only list of cons that I have right now. I mean, there's like a minor nitpick of there's not really a hotkey to close this sidebar if you have it open. Like there's no close sidebar hotkey, but you'd think like, I'm in tasks, option A, that if I already opened up tasks or scheduling, that if I did the hotkey again, it would close it. I already gave them that feedback and they're already looking at it. So yeah, what's not to love? And in case it wasn't obvious, they didn't sponsor this video. They did give me an affiliate link and a free access to this application so that I could try out all the pro features on my own time. Because let's face it, I've been really busy lately. I haven't posted in a month and I've been really behind on my emails. So if they said, hey, here's a free trial for 7 days. Well, 21 days later when I respond to an email, crap. So they're not sponsoring this video, but they are giving me an affiliate link. So if you would like to try out this application, there's going to be an affiliate link in the description and the pinned comment below. The benefits of using the affiliate link is that you get 10% off of the service on whatever you decide to, whatever plan you decide to pick from. You get 10% off and you get a little bit of support coming my way. So everyone benefits. If you enjoy this application, want to try it out, they have a free trial, so you can try it out for free as well, but you'd be helping me out if you use the affiliate link, and that's going to be down below and on the screen somewhere here. So yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed this little look at Morgen. I'm actually really a big fan of this app, and I'm looking forward to what I can do with it because it's just a very, very nice experience when it comes to managing your time. I know I constantly drop it, but I mean, it's my reality. I live with ADHD. Managing my time and my tasks and all this crap like this through software is literally the only way I function at this level. If I wasn't managing myself through things like Todoist or Morgen or any of these other applications that I use to help me, I literally would be a hot mess. Like I would not get as much done. I would not be on top of things. I'd forget events. I'd forget people's birthdays. I'd forget everything, or it just wouldn't even be in my head. So I rely on these applications to actually function. And when I find one like this that is just so nice and pleasant to use, it's easy to use, and it just jives with the way that my brain works, I'm gonna talk about it. I don't care if they didn't offer me anything to do this review. I would still have done this. Looking at this app, I love it. And maybe you might too. Let me know what you think. Try out the free trial, use the affiliate link, or don't. If you want to support me, you can use the link, but give it a try. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I want to know your thoughts. Leave a comment. What do you use calendars for? How do you use them? How do they help you? What do you think about this one? Would love to know your thoughts. And on that note, a big shout out and thank you to the Patreon patrons and GitHub sponsors who support this channel. I greatly appreciate your support. It really, really is motivating and nice to see people enjoying my work enough that they want to support me on these platforms. GitHub sponsors is the best way because no fees are ever charged, whereas Patreon takes a decent sized cut. But anybody who sponsors and supports and donates to me, I greatly appreciate it. And I'm very thankful that I have provided value to you that you find is worth that. So thank you. And on that note, hopefully I don't take a month to make another video. I don't think so. I have several more planned. I have a lot in my queue. I do actually have some sponsored videos coming up, but of applications that I think you might enjoy seeing more about and hearing more about, and ones that I just want to work with no matter what they would pay me. But they're nice and actually want to compensate me for my time and effort. So there's some really great stuff coming up. I don't deal with these shady ass Raid Shadow Legends. No, you're not going to see that kind of crap from me. So stay tuned. There's going to be some cool stuff. I got a lot of these sponsor ones to get out through in September, just so I can stay on top of some things. But my video queue for Obsidian is still, growing. I got some stuff to do. I want to do like a comprehensive overview of the current state of like templater and data view from like a programmer's perspective, and just to teach people new to those things, here's actually what you might want to know about programming so that you can actually really grab hold of these plugins and the functionality they can give you. So lots of good stuff coming. I'm trying to balance my life here so I can stay on top of this stuff, but I'm doing my best. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.